Everybody, welcome to a Thursday morning Mike Talk. It's so good to have you with me, joining me again in the mountains. It's a beautiful morning. It's a little chilly today because, it is March, so we're technically still in winter time, but what a beautiful time we've had up here. And thank you for some really close friends of ours for providing a dinner for us at one of the cool restaurants here in town. I'm going to ask my camera. What is it?
Peddler.
The Peddler, yes, the Peddler restaurant. Thank you guys. You know who you are. Appreciate you very much for buying us dinner there last night. And we're enjoying the mountains. We're running around. We're hoping that we get to see a bear, but kind of far away. So that's kind of the adventure that's going on. And I'm glad you joined me again today for another Mike Talk and here at Song and Sword. Here's we're gonna continue this thing with peace. We're gonna talk about peace. And we've talked about in the Old Testament the word shalom and how that word for peace meant this: we're not afraid of our enemies. We're not worried about somebody going to overtake us or hurt us or whatever. So this idea of, we're not at war and we don't have impending war. So we get to the New Testament and there's a new word because it's a Greek word, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. But I'm gonna give you a very familiar passage. You usually hear this every year at Christmas. In fact, it's one of the themes of Christmas. But let's read this verse. You remember the angels appeared to the shepherds in the fields at night. And here's what they say. Verse 13, suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host praising God and saying, glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace among those with whom he is pleased. And so this word peace on earth, we say during the Christmas season, right? And we talk about Christmas being a time of peace. Even during World War II, the idea was that they stopped fighting on Christmas Day because it's a day of peace. This peace is different. It's not shalom, Old Testament Hebrew. It's New Testament Greek, eirene. Eirene comes from a root word, eiro, which means to join or to come together. So you get this idea. It still means the same thing. Peace still means I'm not worried about all the surroundings. I'm not worried about what might befall me. But this word is a little bit more specific about two people who were separated coming together. And so this word is a word. This is really cool. The angels are saying this is a word from God to us. And you might be thinking, well, why are we at enmity with God? Why don't we have peace with God already? Well, it's because of our sin. Because our sin, believe it or not, every little lie, every little steal, every little cheat, every little gossip, every little curse word or bad thing about somebody else, every sin, no matter how good you are, every sin we commit is saying to God, we're at war. We're going to do it our way. And obviously we live in this body that is at war, right? And so Jesus comes. Jesus is God's way of saying to the earth, peace. In fact, in Isaiah chapter 9, Jesus is he's foretold as being the Prince of Peace. And that peace is not necessarily peace between me and you, although we'll get to that tomorrow, but it's peace between us and God. Peace on earth. God's no longer our enemy. Now, here's what happens with peace. If you want two people who are at war to come together, two people who are disagreeing to come together, two people who are at odds with each other to come together, what has to happen? One of those people has to make the first move. In fact, that's why a lot of times wars go on and on and on and on. That's why disagreements, misunderstandings, that's why feuds that you have with people, maybe somebody at your church, maybe somebody at your workplace, somebody at your school. The reason war continues is that neither side says, hey, let's join. Let's make peace. Let's not be at war anymore. Let's resolve our issues. It's a very Christian thing to seek peace with someone that you're at odds with, because that's what God has done with us through Jesus Christ. We probably didn't have within us the strength to say, God, can we have a peace talk? Can we do something that will bring us into good relationship? But God, because of his great love for us, he looks down on us and he says, hey, I'll take the first step. You guys are at wrong. I don't really need you. I'm all powerful. There's no way you could ever negotiate and and make deals with me for this peace. I just love you. And so I'm going to reach out to you through Jesus Christ and make peace. Today, as you go through this Thursday, I hope you have a great one. I'm praying for you all. And I hope that you think of the peace of Christmas, because that peace to the world, peace to the earth, goodwill toward men comes because God reached out to us first. God bless you guys. Happy Thursday.